Okay, they are going to drop 5 subs, then 10 subs, then like 20. So I'm not even kidding. They dropped like 24 or more subs. Okay. Whoa. So people all of a sudden start saying, that's Iron Chef Sakai. That's Iron Chef Sakai. Now, listen, there's been rumors that Iron Chef Sakai has been coming back to my streams under sock accounts because he's banned and he ain't coming back. If I know that if anyone in my chat is Iron Chef Sakai, they're out. Urban style individual.
What's up with y'all? Hopefully this video finds you in good spirits, and if not, well, at least you're not DSP. And in this video, we're going to examine the dangers of mismanaging a parasocial relationship, which Phil unfortunately finds himself in because he cannot control his spending. So let's get into it.
So then tonight's late stream was Grand Theft Auto 4 with mods. And as we started playing it, again, people start asking me, Phil, are you going to do the DLCs? And I'm like, you guys are driving me crazy. Did I not make it clear? I want to play the DLCs and I would play them if you support the playthrough. But we have had multiple streams where we're not hitting goals. We're not even close. It's not like, oh, we're off by a few bucks. It's like we're only halfway there and then no one will contribute. So I'm not committing to playing an entire DLC until we get some commitment that people will support the game, right? So
What a ridiculous proposition, right? Because you could support the game, but we know realistically long term that doesn't really mean anything, right? Because Phil is living stream to stream. So what he does is very much dependent on what happens on each stream.
I said, listen, here's what we'll do. Since last time around when we played GTA 4, we didn't hit a goal. If we hit a double goal tonight, 2 goals on tonight's stream of GTA 4, here's what I'll do. Next week, because I'm only playing GTA 4 once this week, okay? Next week, I'll play it as a day stream instead of a night stream. We'll go hard into it and try to finish it. And if we do, then we will play Ballad of Gay Tony.
So look at his face. In his mind, he think that's a great deal. He looked like a damn salesman trying to sell you something you don't need, which is pretty much what he's doing. But what kind of deal is that? You give him $300. In an exchange, he'll play the game longer, poorly, but there's no guarantee that he'll play the game beyond that. So your $300 only gets you to the next stream. You see how crazy it is being a DSP dent? So for any of y'all out there who's watching his antics and you're thinking about being a DSP, well, think about this, man. He will be your biggest bill. I don't care if you got a mortgage, if you got a car, or whatever you have. He will be your biggest bill.
We'll start with that because, you know, there's 2 DLCs. We will play Ballad of Gay Tony because that seems to be the DLC everyone wants to see me play again. I've only played it once, and to be honest, I don't remember it. Okay, I don't remember the DLC. I think I remember it had huge views when I first played it, but I don't remember legit playing it or what it was. Okay, so it'll be like almost a first-time experience again. So let's see. So people started to rally, like no lie, and we had over $100 of support. We were getting close. It looked like we were going to get some more support and probably hit like 150. And then all of a sudden, this new person by the name of Cremp, I have no idea who they are, C-R-E-M-P. They had never talked before, okay, in chat or anything like that.
Now, he's going to frame this as if it's bizarre, and to a certain extent it is, because he said they had never talked in chat before, but they're supporting, which is he's calling weird. But if you frequent his streams or Raw Phil streams, you'll see that there's people supporting him all the time that never talk in the chat. Big supporters, right? Indio and people like that. You seldom ever see them saying anything in chat. But it's convenient for Phil to frame it as if it's weird now. So just listen.
They all of a sudden decide they're going to drop, okay, they're going to drop 5 subs, then 10 subs, then like 20. So I'm not even kidding. They dropped like 24 or more subs. Okay? Whoa. So people all of a sudden start saying, that's Iron Chef Sakai. That's Iron Chef Sakai. Now, listen, there's been rumors that Iron Chef Sakai has been coming back to my streams under sock accounts because he's banned and he ain't coming back. If I know that if anyone in my chat is Iron Chef Sakai, they're out.
I would like to know what Phil defines as a rumor, because that's a convenient word to use when you don't want to say where your information is coming from, right? But based on how he's moving, we know that the pipeline of information is very small. I mean, who is he really talking to, right? His dents primarily, right? So when he say rumors, it's because people are feeding him information. Phil, stop trying to act like you're above everything, dude, and then go on these long tangents about something you claim you knew nothing about. But I'm gonna let him continue.
That's my boot to their ass. It was made clear months ago that behavior that they were exhibiting in my chat was completely unacceptable. They're not allowed back. I don't want them or their money. Okay. So some people were saying it's Iron Chef Sakai, and I said, well, let's just ask. And I said, hey, Crimp, are you Iron Chef Sakai? And basically they said, I don't answer the peasants. And I was like, what does that mean? And I said to them, this is not the peasants answering. They're asking. This is me. I'm the streamer.
AKA, this is the king. You don't recognize your king? Look at Phil's face, man. He's really trying to come on here and act as if he don't know what's going on. This dude is nuts.
I need to know who you are. I want to make sure that you're not someone who's not allowed in here trying to, to pull a fast one again. I want to know. And basically he baited around the bush. He said something like, oh, I make 200K a year, so this is nothing to me. Something like that. And he's talking about plebeians and stuff. And I was like, dude, I don't know what you're trying to pull here. I just want to know who you are. Are you Iron Chef Sakai or not? To which he said, oh, I don't have to answer peasants. Again, like he's like calling me a peasant. I said, well, then I don't have to entertain you. You're Iron Chef Sakai, or else you would say you're not. And I banned him. And of course, everyone freaked out. I'm like, no, you have to understand something. Someone like that, I don't know who they are.
You know exactly who they are. It's just you have yourself a rogue dent because you mismanaged your parasocial relationship. And nobody talks about how dangerous these relationships are, because people in the real world that are operating, they have relationships outside of their relationship, their love interest, right? But if you find yourself in a parasocial relationships, many times those bonds are much stronger, even though you're not around them, because a lot of times that's all they have, Phil. Now you need to ask yourself, why do you keep attracting these type of people to you? Now you can say, well, opposites attract, right? Sure. But many times you attract what you are. You attract the opposite a lot of time when it's a love interest. But think about your friend groups. A lot of y'all like the same things. So in that regard, you're attracting what you are. So Phil, you have to ask yourself, why do you keep attracting these type of people to your streams?
They're acting like that for a reason. They're trying to get attention, right? And as much as those gifted subs would have helped, and we probably would have hit our first goal and maybe got close to the second and all of that, I would rather not have the toxic element in my chat. I don't want to have another Tutankhamun situation. Like many years ago where this guy Tutankhamun for like 2 months, he was coming on my streams, dropping big contributions, tips, and gifted subs on Twitch and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, he starts being demanding. You got to play this. I demand that you play this game. Why aren't you doing this and doing what I tell you? I'm like, because I'm not your personal streamer.
That's exactly what you are. This is what happens when you're at the mercy of only a few people or at their whim, Phil. Right? It's no different if you used to go to one of your homeboys and ask them for $500 or something. The first thing they're going to ask you is for what? Right? Now, once the dents figure out, hey, I'm one of 3 or one of 5, then yes, they essentially have stock in DSP gaming, right? They have 25% ownership in DSP gaming. So naturally, they're going to feel like they have some say in where the ship goes. And I agree with them, Phil, because without them, where would you be, right? It's not like you have this outpouring of thousands of people who are watching you on a daily basis, even though you claim you do. We know it's a handful of people. So because of that, they do have a lot of power.
I do I do my own content. Like, what are you talking about? But he was like acting like, oh, I'm buying the stream, so you got to do what I say. No, I don't. Okay. So in the case of, this new guy, Crimp, he's literally insulting me and my viewers, calling us all peasants, saying he makes a ton of money. I said, I don't want your money. And I banned him. I said, now I guarantee that probably is Iron Chef Sakai, and he's going to charge back later this week. So I continued to play GTA 4. And then 2 things happened. Number 1, Ether335, who has actually been a part of my streams for a very long time. If you take a look at my stream history on Kick, they've been following me since November 1st of last year, and they've been continuously subscribed since then, okay?
Phil is like a bad manager or supervisor at a job, right? Because people generally don't leave jobs. They typically leave bosses, right? You can have a dope job in terms of what's required of you every day, right? Cool little system. Everybody else is cool, but then you got that boss that got to make everything difficult or over the top or want to hovercraft over you every little thing that you do. And it just takes the fun out of everything and it makes you dread what you're doing. In a lot of ways, that's DSP gaming. You know what I'm saying? Like he treat his dents like they are employees.
So this is someone since, I would say, even before Iron Chef Sakai was coming around, supporting on Kick, this person had been doing it beforehand. All right? They come in and they gift 50 subs. The hell? Then they say in chat, oh, this was a mistake, a misclick, but it's okay. You can keep it. It's all good. But I just may not be around for a while to contribute again because this was I misclicked. I wanted to do 5 and I gifted 50.
Now, if you ask me, that's them laying the groundwork for the chargeback because they publicly said that they misclicked. And this is Phil saying that they said they misclicked. See, Phil don't even be understanding sometimes what he be doing when he just be running his mouth. Now, I'm not saying that that's definitively going to happen, but I got a pretty good idea that's what's going on because it sounds like Iron Chef Sakai is having one of his little hissy fits, right? Because maybe what some other lolcow or some internet darling that he went to decided that they were done giving him attention. So now he wants to bounce back to Phil.
And I went, now wait a minute. This is very suspect, is it not? Isn't it suspect that at the very same time that we had this new guy, Kremp, coming in, gifting over 20 subs, then it's revealed that he's likely Iron Chef Sakai, and he's saying insulting things to both me and the viewers. Then he gets banned. All of a sudden, the coincidence that Ether shows up at exactly the same time and dumps 50 subs? Like, what is going on here? So I outright asked Ether, are you Iron Chef Sakai? He said, no. He said, no, I'm not, and I'm not Kremp. I'm not that person. So I said, well, Ether's been around for a long time. I guess these are legit. While this is all going down, Kremp supposedly joins my YouTube chat and says in YouTube chat, can you give me your email? I want to talk to you and get all this sorted out because I wasn't actually trying to insult. And, and I'm thinking to myself, what?
And that's what we're all thinking, Phil. No, this is the real question when you think about all this craziness that's happening on this man's streams. What other gaming content creator is going through stuff like this on a daily basis? Now, if you dipping your toes in other things, sure. But what gaming content creator is constantly talking about money, is having issues with former supporters, soccer, like all this madness going on, Phil? And once again, you're at the center of it.
What is going on here? It's just so bizarre. Why can't we just have a normal GTA 4 stream? Decent progress, and we're near the end. Now, I believe we have a few more Mafia missions to do, and that's the end of the game. Plus, we still have a Bernie mission or two, and we still have the final United Paper mission. So, likely, if I do a major stream of GTA, we'll probably beat GTA 4, okay? So, I don't even know what to believe anymore. I don't know if Kremp was legit or not. They were talking shit in the chat. People are saying that they're Iron Chef Sakai. I don't know if they were or not, but man, I'm not going to take abuse from a viewer just because they're contributing. Screw that. You can start insulting me and calling me and the other viewers peasants. Oh, I make 200K a year. What the fuck are you talking about? What does that have to do with anything?
That's everything because they know that's how you gauge success, right? So when they flexing and throwing around how much money they make, they letting you know whatever they gave you is next to nothing. Now, what Phil was really trying to figure out, because look at his face, he's inquisitive, right? Even though he's trying to act like he's puzzled, he's actually interested, right? Because he really wants to know, how do I wrangle Iron Chef Sakai? How do I really tap into that money source? Because when Iron Chef Sakai was around, things were good, Phil. Let's be real about it.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's legit. The thing is with Ether, I really do hope that Ether's contributions are legit. If they are, I've already counted them. I actually added 2 goals saying, okay, we're at 14 out of 20 now. And I told everyone, as long as these subs come through, and I'll know on Thursday because I get paid every Thursday by K. As long as these subs come through, I 100% will play GTA 4 as a daytime stream next week, finish the campaign, and we'll start Ballad of Gay Tony. So everyone, fingers crossed that at least Ether's contributions were legit tonight. And if they were...
Why are you putting this psychological and mental burden on your viewer, telling them to cross their fingers and hopefully and all this other stuff. Let's wish upon a star. Like, people come to a stream or any other source of entertainment to unplug from the world that they're in. But it's unfortunate that these people unplug from their world to plug into your world. But many times your world is worse. Like, this daily rap is ridiculous, bro. You talking about money, you talking about rogue dents. Like, what is going on? This is supposed to be a gaming channel.
Then we're good for that next week. All right. So, man, what a night. I mean, look at the daily wrap. Look how long it was. I didn't intend for it to be this long, but this is just weird. What a weird day with Battlefield not performing and being kind of a confusing thing if I'm going to play it or not, with support that's questionable during GTA 4. I don't even know what to think right now. I hope that all the support's legit, and I do hope that this Thursday it all comes through, and then I can tell everyone it came through and we're all good and we're finishing GTA next week and we can do the DLC we wanted to do for many years. Okay? We'll see what happens.
This man has the emotional temperament of a child. Everything that he thinks he's going through, he has to let you know what he's doing, what he's thinking at each avenue, at each step, which means he's not charting his steps. He's just taking it on as it's coming. He's overly emotional, so he struggles with compartmentalizing things for the purposes of functioning. We all got stuff going on. We all got stuff on our mind, but we still have things that we have to do in terms of our duties, right? We still got to eat, or we got people dependent on us. But Phil like to turn these streams into these cope/therapy sessions to bring you into this world that's just completely undesirable, man. Seriously, this is not an escape. If anything, when you watch a DSP stream, you're going to feel worse because that's the energy that he emits, right? He emits negative energy, and any positive energy that you have, he will siphon from you. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Urban style content. I'm dead.